us to invite Sister Luong Nghiem to give us a Dharma talk and a sharing. And let us begin by enjoying 3 sounds of the bell.
So, dear respected Thầy, dear Sangha, can you hear me well? Okay. So, before my sharing, I saw some of very lovely and familiar faces from Hong Kong. Seeing their faces make me happy. My Wi-Fi is not very strong. Yeah. So thank you very much for coming to this gathering. I send the theme to Will. It's about everybody can go back to their normal life. But there's still, when we really return to we call normal life, it takes a long time. Because we've been isolated, in the house, we have to work at home, and the whole world is just like so fearful. So what can we do after? How can we practice after the lockdown ends? Even here in Thailand, they're allowed to travel out. Like Thầy Pháp Kham just came back to Hong Kong on the 1st of, last Monday. And it seems that everything, all the businesses reopened, and the classes, the classroom full. But it's, according to the news, it's just 90% of our lives return to normal. But the missing 10% will be far away from normal. So I think that this is the first time that the world experiences, after the long time, that we have other, they call it pandemic. But this time that I remember that when we have SARS, I didn't pay attention much. When I came to, when I travel, they also check this and that, especially your temperature, or you have to open your hat. Even if I put my scarf on, they ask me to to take off. And in that time, I didn't know about SARS and all the things like that. So my mind stayed very still and stable. I didn't pay attention much what they worry about. But right now, I experience that a lot of people scared. Um, just like all of us here, we experience what is the effect of the COVID-19 effect to ourselves very much. But as a practitioner, we have to look at the situation in different way. Especially right now, you are free to go out. Everybody look at the news about the America situation right now. Yeah? And it's so amazing that Australia, they do the same. I don't know why. I said, why you have to do that? But they fight for the Aborigine people. They call Black Lives Matter. They have protesters in all the states in Australia, and I am surprised so much. And I just sit back, and after I read the news, I sit back and I ask myself why people behave like that. Even though the coronavirus still there, but people been locked out so long, they cannot stay home anymore. So maybe it's a good reason for them to go out. But can you realize that one thing happened and the next happened, and even the COVID-19 is not finished, not ceased yet, but we have another storm, a big storm happening right now. I somehow after we have so many life lost, so people don't care anymore. And it's I felt very how you call it? It's wondering. I'm very wondering why the world never, stay at peace for a while. So we just let us just step back and look back into our current state of mind. In order to have a better understanding of how things are right now, how things went on before and during and even the after the lockdown. And for me, it's not easy to know what to do, what is the right things to do, if we just follow the majority. So the thing is right now, how can you ease your mind? Can you imagine that right now it's just a lot of storms, big storm. Tonight I stay in the meditation hall, so we have a bell. um, you know, all of us, the COVID-19, it affects us so much, and everybody tried their best. I know that all of us here try our best. Try our best to practice. Try our best to calm ourselves. But the storm doesn't stop. We can ease our mind whenever we have a right view. When we have the right view, in order to have the right thinking, and then we have the right action. So I welcome everybody to look back what's happening, and right now we face the reality. Even it's painful, the reality is painful, but we have to look at it. We have to face it. It doesn't matter how worse it is, how many lives have lost. You know, many people cannot say goodbye, could not say goodbye to their loved ones. Who died in the hospital. It's just like my sister-in-law in America. She's a nurse. She said that behind the hospital, there's always a truck. She said that for those who pass away, who die because of the COVID-19, they put in a plastic bag and put in a truck. We didn't see that in the news or in YouTube, not like in China. You know, when people die, they put in a plastic bag and within the zip, and they put in the fire. But in America, they didn't say that. They didn't report that. because my sister-in-law is a nurse, so she told me. So I see that we have to face fear. First of all, that the COVID-19 plunges the world into uncertainty. We don't know because we haven't had the vaccine yet. So we're not sure that, if we come to somebody, we can get infected. And we have been isolated. We cannot go out. And it's affected badly to economy. High rate in unemployment. I hope we didn't lose our job because of the COVID-19. But there are a lot of people lost their job. I heard this is 40 million people. But for me, it's at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, people try to buy toilet paper. Do you hear that? They bought a lot of toilet paper. Maybe right now they have to resell it because they no need to buy so many toilet paper. But people, follow the majority. They're doing the, crazy things. They rush into the shop and they bought a lot of things. If you close your eyes and you can feel that the energy of fear of, get sick, fear of being, getting sick, fear of, dying too much in each of us. So it's the whole world got disturbed, messed up. And during the lockdown, if you look at the city, is was empty. But however, they will have a good side effect. The pollution getting better. There's so many years, so many decades that in India cannot see Himalaya mountain, but during the COVID-19 pandemic, they can see clearly Himalaya mountain. So this is all the fact that we have to face. We have to face that right now we're afraid to come to somebody. We're afraid that, when we see our friends, the people we know, we hug. And in Europe, of course, no more kissing when they see together. No greeting, kissing. No shaking hands. So this is, they left the world in a very fearful state of mind. So right now, I would like to ask you right now, even though the lockdown ended, are you still feel uncomfortable when you go out. Yeah, especially we take the train, especially you get the buses, and we don't feel like, oh, this body and this person, is it okay when I sit close by? You know, the seat, our seat of fear in us is so great that we cannot imagine. Even in Bak Chong, there's no cases of infection, of COVID-19 infection. But when my brother and sister went to see doctor, they had to take quarantine 14 days to make sure that we satisfy the government request, and also make everybody at ease. Why we have to do that? That's because of fear. And all the state of mind that we are experiencing or is grief, fear, anger, depression, anxiety, restlessness, doubt, worries, and a lot more than that. So this kind of state of mind, are you experiencing them? Any one of us? If you have your loved ones pass away because of COVID-19, there's still grief in them. And this is all the state of mind. Is so, I said this is the normal thing that we have to face when it's a big matter like that. So we don't deny. The thing is, we don't deny the fact. Because if we have this kind of state of mind that we ignore or we deny or we don't accept it, even you recognize it, but you don't embrace and accept it, it will be a big storm underneath of us. And do you know that this kind of energy that they store in them, you know, everybody, people's body and minds too long, of fear and the irritation and the grief and all the suffering they experienced, they went through during the pandemic. So when one condition happened, like, you know, George Floyd's, you know, case, so people get it's not, for me, I don't think that it's because of George Floyd, you know, situation, case, that people got so mad, people, you know, protest throughout America or throughout the Australia. But if you see that there's that energy that they stored up in their body since the COVID-19, the coronavirus started a few months ago. So this kind of energy that, is stored in us, within us, in our loved ones, in a society, in our community. People, they don't have time to really see that is the best way for them to sit back and feel themselves. So now, of course, that during the lockdown and even the after the lockdown, and it has a big influence or big effect to people living with anxiety and also the OCD. The OCD is obsessive and it seems like everybody have to face a mental health problem. If you receive that, it's not easy for everyone to return to their normal life. And if we're lucky, we during this time, during the past few months, our life's not too bad. We're still happy. Do you think that it's not like, that's normal for us? But you have to know that we are a fortunate people. We are very lucky people. So people just feel so much in them. So right now that the BBC News that said that it's the economic still very economy of the global economy is still very bad, even though all the businesses reopen. But it's the only thing is like the after work people immediately get back to their house as fast as possible. Even they can go to work, but somehow they have to go back to their work as fast as possible. And then one of us here go back to work, to go back to your office to work, yeah? Yeah? Not yet? But many people have returned to their work in the office. And, it say that our life has returned, but it's not really. But I guarantee you that it will take a long time. A long time. if we don't have the vaccine. So doubt, agitation is still going on in us. So what, as a practitioner, what can we do? How can we deal with all this type of state of mind? And of course that thanks to this situation, we know that if we take care of ourselves, it means that we take care of others. It's just like when we have the trees cannot be healthy all the time. I get sick a little bit, or it looks really, from outside. Everybody think the trees around the monastery here, from far away it looks beautiful, but when we look closely, there's a lot of bugs, a lot of it got disease. But it doesn't mean that it will end. Is dying. So I invite everybody to zoom out the situation, to see that what's happening why is how it started, and all the matters come to be, and then happening right now. We don't look at particular situation. Even in America, they have the protest, and it's funny that even in the protest, they have 3 groups of protesters. One group is very peaceful protest, and the other one, and also the looter. People broke into the shops and they stole things. So it's all kind of, the society is just like messed up. But if we zoom out, we see the whole situation is like they don't take care of their mind too well. They've been carried away so much about fear, by grief, by depression. And that's why they carry that kind of energy in them. So whatever something happened, they take that reason to explode. And as a practitioner, we see this is because of this. This is because that is. Because people don't take care of themselves too well. They get stuck in their state of mind. So that's why they act like that. So if we just step back and you see the whole situation, you can see that you are able to see the coming to be, and then it's to be, and then all things will cease. All from one phenomenon to another phenomenon. People, if we observe right now, you just try to practice observing. People get mad easily. They get angry so easily. They got restless so easy. And in Australia, they even in the lockdown time, they have domestic violence too. So we're not doing that. So when you see one phenomenon happen and then another phenomenon happen, can you realize something? That is impermanence of one thing. All things impermanent. And if you wish that, the COVID-19 has, going to cease, and then we're happy and we feel safe. But it doesn't happen like that. So we don't expect things has to finished in order to be for us to be happy. So we, first of all, we have to have capacity to accept the fact. We accept that this is not a good period of time. Things change. People change. And because of this, COVID-19 affected to people's mental health. People behave differently, behave violently. And a lot of people in depression. So we cannot deny. We have to accept. We have to accept that fear is in us. We accept that there's nothing we can do about it. So we embrace all the pain, all the loss, people dying, people get mad, people going crazy. Because of energy, that it be accumulated too long. They've been locked down they've been isolated. So this kind of energy is collective energy. As a practitioner, we have to feel it inside of us. We have to have capacity. We have to have capacity to let go this kind of energy. If we have any conflicts inside, try to solve it as soon as possible. And you have to know that nothing, something happened for a reason. So when bad things happen, is because all the conditions sufficient. When we've been in lockdown, when now is we have to face the world in the very bad situation, we accept that. That's the fact. We have to have capacity to accept it with all your love and patience. So what can we do? If we know we accept the fact that right now, after bad things like that, what can we do? Even we accept it, so what is the right action? Take care of your body, speech, and mind. I know that isn't, our daily routine change. The world, the normal activities change. It had been stopped too long. So there is that disturbance in every one of us. Disturbance in body and mind. So we need time to adjust when the lockdown ends. So it's don't rush to go out yet. Because we're not sure. But you have to see that when you're not sure something, don't do it. Right now, when even the lockdown ended, you should take some time to slow down in the way you act, the way you behave, the way you speak, because you have to have time to check in your inner energy. The energy that in us, we not really understand deeply yet. So you need quite a period of time to be with your state of mind, especially when you have anxiety or OCD. Even right now, you feel that, oh, you're okay, but not sure. Because the collective energy is not only us, but a collective energy from around us and the whole country and also the whole world right now, so strong. So the peace of ourselves is a piece of the world. Just like David guided. If we take care of ourselves well right now, so everybody to feel inside of us as much as possible. So in order to have space and time to feel the other people's energy, because our lives not coming back normal yet. And the root of our action is from within us. If you know that your patience been shortened, you know, or you feel tired easily, it means that your mental health is being affected. Because our normal life been affected too long. Our normal activities. Just like here, the brother and sister say, oh, we miss the lay friend so much. You know, this is kind of change, a big change for everyone. So that's why you need a lot of time to be still. To just sit still, to feel yourself. There's some hidden energy, you know, still accumulate inside of us too much. And this will be just like a charcoal, it's been burning. If you say, oh, now you know you can go and meet your friends, but if you don't feel, you take good care of the existent energy after the lockdown, you will, you know, you will act on it. Because right now everybody still have a big fear, and also include us. And of course that, you know, in Anxiety UK, when I read the method for people who have anxiety, it seems like exactly the same the Buddha taught. So they say that, you know, when you feel you're anxious, you acknowledge it, pause, pull back, let go, and explore. And this is just exactly the same the Buddha taught that. Stop. You need to stop first. When you feel something inside of us, you stop and feel it. It's just like the, you know, the fear of uncertainty. So you acknowledge it. That's we create a lot of fear. And pause. They say pause is don't react as you do normally. Don't react at all. Pause and breathe. You know, it's so amazing. You know, like right now, the you know, all the doctors, they just follow the Buddha's teaching. Just pause and breathe. Just stop and breathe. And be still and breathe. It's just used in different meaning. And when I read this kind of technique, they call apple technique to deal with anxiety and worries. I say, this is the Buddha's thought. There's nothing different. You pause and breathe and do not react to anything. Just like in the 14 mindfulness training, when you get angry, you don't have to do anything. Just stop. Just practice mindful breathing and mindful walking. They're exactly the same. And they say pull back. It's just like, this is, this feeling is just come and go. Get stuck with it is not helpful. And then the fourth step is let go. It's a let go of the thoughts and the feelings. It will pass. This is impermanence teaching. So people, the doctors outside there, they use exactly the same technique like us here. And they say explore the present moment. Because right now, in this moment, all is well. All is matter. So I think that, we as a practitioner, we've been practicing a long time or just recently. We have all kind of tools to ourselves. They say notice of the ground beneath yourself, and it's just like, feel when you're walking, when you practice walking meditation, feel the ground underneath your feet. Another meaning is take your mind back to your body. So be mindful with your full attention. This is great. This is how you can repair mentally. It means that even the lockdowns end right now. You need to have a lot of time to be still. To be still, just like they say, be still and know. Why you have to be still? You have to find a lot of time, as much as time that you can. Just sit still and feel. Our heart, our state of mind. Because right now, the leg is still, waving. The leg needs a lot of time to stay still. And you don't know that underneath that surface, there's a big storm underneath. Maybe that we generated that kind of energy during the lockdown. That we didn't know. So what is the right action? Find time to be still. To be still, to feel ourselves. And you have to acknowledge what kind of state of mind has always come up. To make sure that you don't still you don't have any more irritation or any negative energy that you accumulated. You've been accumulated in ourselves to clarify, to clear them up by stopping, by breathing, by acknowledging. You don't have to fight with it. You know, you don't want them to disappear. I give a very practical example that when David guided us that breathing in, I follow my in-breath from the beginning to the end. And breathing out, I follow my out-breath from the beginning to the end. If when you listen to that guidance and you can follow the whole time of your breathing, in 10 minutes, so your mind quite stable. But in the first minutes that you cannot follow, it means that your mind is still like this. We're not stable yet. Because our mind just always running. Before it's like that, but right now, after the lockdown ended, and our mind still not stable, it means that there's still a lot of blocked of agitated energy stored in us too strong. You need to calm ourselves much more. So this, you can see that life still go on. But the thing is, even though we have pain, even though we have difficulties, even though we have suffering, and a lot of bad things happening right now, we have to move forward. It doesn't matter what's happening. We go forward with it. As long as we know that what's happening inside of us, especially our energy. During the day, do I feel at peace? During the day, can I speak lovely to my parents, to my loved ones? During the day, do I have enough time to stay calm? During the day, do I feel that I am patient enough to everybody? During the day, can I open my heart and my mind to accept others and accept myself? Do I have capacity to open my heart, to reconcile, to apologize to people, to love more? So it's just like a time that you put yourself in a very self-disciplined, you know, because only self-discipline that you can take care of yourself good. How do I feel right now? How my heart feel right now? So if right now too much, oh, the news, on TV, watch the news on TV or listen to the news, it just make you crazy. Stop watching the news and return to ourselves as much as possible. It doesn't mean that we ignore the fact. But read more news, it doesn't help. Sometimes people checking the news to check the news every 5 minutes. Of course, we need to read the news, but once a day enough. But when you read the news, all the things happening around us, you sit back and breathe mindfully. And you keep your body and mind at peace. And you can send that energy to people right now who are in a protest, who are, in violence. Act violently. And pray that people can calm themselves and stay home because the COVID-19 still all go on, still going on. We have difficulties after lockdown. That's the fact. We have to accept it. We're happy about what's going on. So that's why when we open our heart and our mind to accept the reality, it doesn't matter how worse it is, we're satisfied with it because everybody have to bear it. We're not alone. We're not alone. If we lost our job, a lot of people lost job too. A lot of people in fear. So are we. But it cannot stop you enjoy the blue sky. It doesn't stop you, cannot stop you to just take a wonderful breath and take care of your loved ones and especially yourself. Life, can you see life is just always go on. And one day everything will pass. Even the protest or the COVID-19, they will pass. And you have get ready to welcome another one. We don't know yet. And the Buddha already said that, taught us that life is uncertain. Life is impermanent. So for everything that's happening right now, it just represents that. If you look at ourselves, we can happy in this moment, but next moment we be sad when you receive bad news or someone says something bad to us. We're sad. So being sad and being happy, it's just like change the TV channel. It just continuously. So if you have that capacity to accept the fact, life is uncertain, life is impermanent. So how can we take care of ourselves right now? That is our responsibility. Can you still have capacity to smile? Can you still have capacity to, sharing a peaceful talk, sharing with people, encourage them, still enjoy the blooming of the flower? That is our choice. Don't follow majority. Majority right now, they outside there, they're not themselves yet. So as a practitioner, we try to practice return our mind back to our body as much as possible. And I would like to read the 5 remembrances of the teaching from the Buddha, help us to deal with our fear. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature to change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My actions are only true belongings. I cannot escape the consequences of my actions. My actions are the ground upon which I stand. So life still go on. We still have to breathe. We still have to eat. We still can smile. But we take care of our actions, because our actions are only belonging. Take care of our state of mind right now, so we don't do something unnecessary. Breathe. Take our mind back to our body. To check in ourselves as much as we can, to see anything left, any negative energy that still left in our body, in our mind, in our way of perceiving things, in order to purify. In order to return our lives slowly, carefully, with love and care. So thank you so much for your listening. Everybody, even including me, I have to take care of myself too, because I'm not alone. You're not alone. Everybody has to go through it. But I'm sure that if we practice together, we will be okay. If we are stable, we are happy, we are at peace enough, we can be a very helpful and a strong, how to say, a person that people can take refuge in, because a lot of people needs us. A lot of people needs us right now. But just be be calm and stable. So I wish everybody just be patient, not in a hurry to do anything. Check in more with ourselves to clear any negative energy that we start up in our body. Be calm and be kind to ourselves and others. Thank you so much.
Let us come back to our breathing and stop and pause with 3 sounds of the bell.
Don't forget we still have a very great, beautiful blue sky. And the Mother Earth there is beautiful. I think that we have a lot of conditions that can make us happy. Yeah. So thank you so much. Do you have anything to say, Will?
Thank you, Suko, for your wonderful Dhamma talk. So, dear friends, we normally our online sessions we end with sharing the merits. So, I would like to offer sharing the merits of tonight's practice, and then maybe if you can stay behind for a couple of minutes, we'll make some small announcements. So, dear friends, can we come back to a comfortable position and with our heart full of gratitude for the Dharma talk offered by Suko. And we can bring to mind as Suko has shared, all the collective energy, the people who are not maybe as lucky as us, who maybe do not know the way to transform the energy in them, and we can share our collective peace, our collective action, and we can share that with the people in our hearts and with all those people we don't know who are suffering. Practicing the trainings, practicing the way of awareness gives rise to benefit without limit. We vow to share the fruit with all beings. We vow to offer tribute to parents, teachers, friends, and numerous beings who give guidance and support along the path. So thank you everyone for your presence tonight.